Chapter 1. A Turn for the Better. Madison Parker poured 2 large glasses of iced tea and walked, slightly slower than usual, to the table in her sunny kitchen nook. "I have sugar," she said, placing the glasses on 2 shell-pink linen cocktail napkins, "if you want any sweetener." Kate Hayes raised her eyebrows in surprise, and Madison noted that her friend must have finally started taking some of her beauty advice. Kate's brows were perfectly tinted and shaped, as if she'd just stepped out of Anastasia Beverly Hills. "Goodbye, strawberry blonde caterpillars," Madison thought. "You won't be missed." "You have actual sugar?" Kate asked. "I thought you were a Splenda-only kind of girl." Madison sat down across from her, carefully. The recovery from her most recent cosmetic procedure had taken a little longer than she'd hoped. She looked fantastic, but she still felt a bit sore. "I think it was left here from the previous tenant," she allowed, along with that hideous mirror in the bathroom. Kate glanced around at the small apartment, as if she hadn't been here a dozen times checking in on post-op Madison. Kate was the only person Madison had been willing to see, so she was Madison's source for takeout sushi, issues of the weekly mags, and information on shoots for the new season of the Fame game. Like how bad it was going, how flat the scenes were, how empty the fake impromptu dinner parties, and Madison loved hearing it. "Was that spider plant left over too?" Kate asked, nodding her head in its direction. "No," Madison admitted. "That's mine." She followed Kate's gaze. The spider plant was dying, and there was no getting around it. The apartment was pretty depressing. The kitchen was the nicest room in the whole place, which was ironic for a person who rarely ate and who definitely never cooked. She'd moved into it the day after her sudden exit from the Fame game, because it was cheap, for LA anyway, and available. This lack of foresight, real estate-wise, was only one of the things Madison had come to regret. The days immediately after her on-camera explosion at the hospital were dark ones. She hadn't fully understood what pop TV meant for her, either personally or professionally. So, for the first time in her life, she was utterly alone, with absolutely nothing on her iCal. Nothing but the remainder of her community service hours, that is. Since she couldn't face Ryan Tucker, her ex? Her former friend with benefits? Madison claimed a sudden onset of life-threatening pet dander allergies and requested a transfer from Lost Paws. Connie Berkeley, the straight-talking paper pusher from the LA County court system, granted it grudgingly, and Madison spent the next 2 weeks picking up beer cans, cigarette butts, and fast food wrappers in a Los Feliz park. She had to wear bad sneakers and a hideous day-glow orange vest, and the 3 other people working with her were beyond offensive, but at least none of them were named Ryan. At least none of them had taken her heart and stomped on it. Every day she came home, sweaty and hot, to an apartment filled with pretty but generic furniture she'd gotten free from Crate and Barrel. She promised them she'd do an at-home shoot for one of the weeklies. There was no Gabby to greet her, and there were no cameras to film her. If it weren't for Kate, and for her dog Samson, Madison would have been seriously depressed. When she felt especially sorry for herself, Madison did her best to remember how things could always be worse. For instance, she hadn't OD'd by mistake, the way Gabby had, and she wasn't now in a locked-down rehab facility. No at-home shoots there. Gabby had been in treatment at the Hope Medical Center in Malibu for almost 6 weeks now. No doubt she was going to countless individual and group therapy sessions and getting really good at ping pong. Or was it mental hospitals where they played ping pong? Madison would have to ask her, if it didn't sound too rude. They'd been in touch a few times since Gabby's OD, but the Hope staff had confiscated Gabby's cell phone and limited her computer time, so their interactions had been brief. Also, the moment Madison finished up her community